Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Today we're going to make a bridge fold card. For this card I have made the base myself. I've used a cream card and I have cut it at 12 by 7.5, and then I'm going to score at 2, 4, 8 and 10. I'm going to fold them in from the sides, so I'll have mountain and then a valley, and I fold this in as a mountain and a valley. So you'll be able to see there the inside is a valley fold. So I hope that has made it clear to you as how to do the folds for this, but you can see here yourself. Now I have a 3 1/4 by 7 1/4 piece, and I'm going to use two of them. One in this pattern butterfly and one in white for my sentiment. I've also cut 4 pieces of the pattern butterfly paper, and that's 1 3/4 by 7 1/4. I'm going to use these 3 pieces for inside, and they're going to give me layers inside. And I'm going to use some red tape on each of the sides that are going to fold in against the side pieces. You'll see as I make it how I do it. I'm also going to use some acetate. This is strong acetate that I've cut into little strips, and I'm going to use some letters that I've die cut out, and these letters will stick onto the acetate, and then it will, it'll give the impression that they're just hovering in midair. So now we have everything ready. The only thing I need to tell you is about this piece that's going to go across the bottom, and that's our bridge piece. And what I'm going to do is cut that here to 8. I nearly forgot to add that in, folks. So I have it all set up on my trimmer at 8, and I'm cutting it there. And this is going to go towards the bottom. It's about 1/2 inch from the bottom of our card, and this is what gives it the name of a bridge fold. So the only other thing I want to show you is my sentiment. I've got my piece of paper here, and I've got my sentiment, and these are from my stash. One reads happy birthday, and this one reads wishing you happiness today and every day. So I'm going to use my Memento ink to stamp this down, and I'll stamp it a couple of times to make sure I get a nice crisp image on my piece of white card at the back. Yeah, we're going to give it another stamp there. It needs it just so that it's nice and dark. Lovely. We'll put our stamping platform away, and now we're ready to go. You can put this on now if you like, but I'm going to do it later. But it is easier to actually put it on now. So I'm going to start by fast forwarding through this. It'll speed it up, otherwise you'll be here for ages and you'll need coffee and everything. So as you can see, I'm going to take my 4 pieces. Now these were 1 piece of card that I cut in 4, so I'm going to make sure that the pattern follows through the whole way across. I'm going to stick them down on each side. I'm going to try and get a nice 1/8 border all around each of these. That's our 4th one down. Lovely. Now we'll take our center panel and we'll put some tape on this. You can use liquid tape or roller tape or double-sided sticky tape for it. I'm using the roller one here for this. Now for my little panels that are going to go in the middle, I've put some red tape on these, and I'm going to stick them to one side. So it's the second panel in from the left, and I'm going to just stick one side down. So I'm just checking out where I want to put them and making sure they're straight, because I don't want it to be wonky when you look at the card. So that's one, and that piece is 2 inches wide and it's 4.5 inches long, and I've scored it at 1/4 inch and then at 4 on the other side. That way we'll have a 1/4 inch tab on each side. And I've done that for the 3 of these little panels. So I've got my second one down there, and now I just need to get the tape off my third one. So the second panel that's gone on there is 4.5 by 1 3/4, and this panel I'm putting on is 4.5 by 1.5. So it's like steps. The front one is smaller than the one at the back. Now in order to pop these down, what I'm going to do is take the release tape off here. I'm just checking, giving myself an idea. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. So I'm happy enough with that. I'm going to take the release tape off, as I said, and then I'm going to fold it over. And I find this is the easiest way to do it. You can do this when you're doing box cards as well. But so I'm going to get the release tape off and fold the panel over. This is a really strong tape, this red tape. And you can get them in different colors. I have them in blue as well. So I'm just making sure they're nice and straight. And there we've lost footage. Guys, I don't know what happened in my editing, but I deleted something off where I shouldn't have. But I've moved on to my letters. Now my sentiment is happy belated birthday, Claire. And what I've done is I have die cut out the letters happy belated birthday once in pink card, and I've die cut out the letters for Claire 3 times. So there's once in the pink and then twice in the yellow. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking all my layers, all my letters, and I'm putting some of the Nuvo glue on them. This way, when they go down, they'll be a little bit thicker and they look a little bit like a chipboard sticker. Unfortunately, my monitor isn't working and I didn't realize that I had everything just out of scene. I wasn't going to put this in, but I figured because I had deleted some video, I would leave this in because you can see where I've got the Claire just up there coming together. The piece of paper that you see me putting the letters on, this is a piece of greaseproof paper or non-stick paper, and this is a scrap piece. I keep it under my little pink mat on my table that I'm using, and I pull it out whenever I'm doing some gluing. That way I'm not getting glue on my mat. So I'm putting down the letters C-L-A-I-R-E for Claire, and it's going to be centered in the card, so you'll see it in front of the center panel. Fortunately, you can't see it in the video because it's not in view. Now I'm going to stick some of my butterflies down, and voila, through the magic of editing, you can see the layers there and the word Claire. So now I've got my happy. I'm going to take a piece of my acetate and I've laid this down, and what I'm going to do is put the words happy down on top of it. I'm going to use my Nuvo glue, but you can use what works best for you. So the letters happy will be stuck down on that piece of acetate. I'll put my block over it then, and that will hold it down while I'm sticking down belated. And you can see the piece of acetate there that I'm gluing the words down to. And the reason I'm gluing the words across the acetate is because rather than putting little strips on each letter, I figured it would be easier to put the letters all on one strip and then have 2 strips coming off that long piece of acetate. So I'm going to glue them all down and I'll let you watch what I'm doing. Now I'm going to stick down my letters for the birthday, and you'll see I'll get the birth bit right, but the day is going to go on absolutely wonky. I put AYD. I don't know, guys, I call these blonde moments, and I have plenty of them every day in my life. I don't spot this until literally at the very end, so you'll see in the pictures that I've actually corrected it. I just peeled off the AYD very carefully and popped them back on the right way round. It's amazing the things you miss when you're actually making stuff in the craft room, but it's nothing that can't be fixed, and that's what I'll do. So you can see on these pieces that the acetate is much longer than the word, and I'm going to snip them off so that they're just the length of the word themselves. And then I'm going to take some smaller, skinnier pieces of acetate and stick them onto it as well. I hope this is making sense, guys. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm sorry again that it's off screen what I'm doing, but as I said, my monitor isn't working and I just didn't realize that I was out of the picture there. Buster was in with me while I was crafting today, and he's toddling off there, so that's the scratchy sounds that you can hear in the background. So you can see there on the happy, I've got my little pieces of red tape at the bottom, the same on the birthday. I don't know, how would you pronounce that, guys? Birthday. And I'm going to put some of the red tape on the belated 2 pieces of acetate as well. Just having a look and seeing how they're going to fit and how they're going to, you know, how long I need those pieces to be before I put the tape on. So I have all my words on, you can see them there, and now I'm going to put my sentiment piece on the back. As I said, you can do this before you start the whole thing, but I've done it at the end. So that's our card. That's everything that we've done. We've got our butterflies on, we've got our words in floating away there. I've taken some of the yellow card and I've used my little heart punch to put some of those in. I'm using a Spectrum Noir sparkle pen and I'm going over all the letters as well as the hearts to give a little bit of sparkle. You can't see it in the video, but when it's, you know, in the light, the sparkle off this noir pen is just fantastic. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to take some of my glossy accents. I love this stuff, it's really good. It's the Ranger's Glossy Accents, the large bottle is what I'm using here, and I'm going to put that on the Claire as well as the hearts. So that's it, that's our card done. Here's some pictures for you to have a look. You can see I fixed the word birthday, and you can see all the different layers here. You can see the sparkle on some of the letters, and that's the back of the card with my little logo there to the right. So that's it, folks, that's my card for today. Thank you for watching. I'd love for you to give my video a like and maybe subscribe if you're not a subscriber. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. So for now, bye bye.